Welcome to the session on permutation. Permutation means the arrangement of some elements in a specified manner. When we discuss the possibilities of arrangement of elements, we take into account the combination of elements too. In English, we use the word combination loosely without giving stress to the order of the things taken. In other words, my vegetable salad is a combination of cucumber, carrot, onion and radish. We don't bother about the order in which the vegetables are used. They could also be onion, radish, carrot and cucumber. But we don't care for it. It is the same salad for us. But imagine a different situation. I have to open a suitcase with a number lock and the number for my lock is 694. It is not our vegetable salad. Now, we do care about the order of 694. Neither 946 nor 649 would work. See, it has to be exactly 694. So, in mathematics, we use more precise language. If the order does not matter, it is a combination. If the order matters, it is a permutation. Permutation is a rearrangement of elements in a specified order. Let me explain this concept with few examples. Say, in a school, from a group of 4 boys and 2 girls, the principal wants to select 1 boy and 1 girl for an inter-school science project. In how many ways can the selection be done? Welcome, Power. So I have just started the session. So I am going to explain the concept of permutation. So now see, from a group of 4 boys and 2 girls, you got to select 1 boy and 1 girl. First of all, to identify the different boys and girls, I will use different names as say B1, B2, B3 and B4 for boys and G1 and G2 for girls. Okay? Now, we've got 4 boys out of which we've got to select 1 boy. Okay? Having selected say 1 boy, B1, I've got to select 1 girl. So, the girl could be either a G1 or a G2. So, I am naming the 2 girls as G1 and G2. So, along with B1, we can associate G1 or G2. So, with a boy B1, you may select a girl G1 or B1 may be accompanied by G2. Again, in case I select the boy B2, B2 again has 2 options. B2 may be associated with the girl G1 or the girl G2. So, even when you select B2 as one of the boys, B2 may be accompanied by G1 or by G2. Again, arguing in a similar manner for that. Now, the other alternative is, you may select a boy B3. B3 again has the same 2 options. B3 may be assigned with a G1 or with a G2. And again, arguing in a similar manner for the boy B4, there are again 2 options for B4. So let me repeat. So from a group of 4 boys and 6 girls, we have to select 1 boy and 1 girl. So in how many ways can the selection be done? So that is the problem. So in order to identify the different boys, we name them as say B1, B2, B3, B4 and the 2 girls as G1 and G2. Then when you select one of the 4 boys, it could be either the boy B1. When B1 is selected, we have to account for 1 girl. So the girl could be either a G1 or a G2. Again, if boy B2 is selected, B2 can be associated with G1 or G2. Or if B3 is selected, B3 may be associated with a G1 or G2. And again, if B4 is selected, B4 may be accompanied by a girl G1 or a G2. So, for each of these four boys, we've got two options, either a G1 or a G2. So, altogether, how many options are there? How many possible selections are there? So, how many possible selections are there? There are B1 G1, B2 G2. Yes, yes, but it's right. So, it is either B1 with G1 will give the combination B1 G1, B1 with G2 is B1 G2, B2 with G1 is B2 G1, B2 with G2 is B2 G2, the next one is B3 G1, B3 G2, B4 G1 and B4 G2. Thus we've got 8 possible selections. This consists of selecting exactly one boy and one girl. Is it okay? Right. See, this is an example where the numbers are small. What happens when the numbers are practically large? Suppose that there are 1,000 boys and 800 girls in a school. We must select only one boy and one girl from the whole lot. If we use the flow diagram as we have done here, enormous amount of papers, energy, time, and above all, patience is necessary to solve this. Yet, we cannot assure the guarantee for the accuracy of the answer. So how do we go about it? Let us see the logic behind the working. You see, what we do here is, there are 4 boys and 2 girls. So now we've got 2 categories. See, the 2 categories are boys and girls. Out of the 4 boys, you've got to select one boy. So there are 4 options for selecting one boy. And out of the 2 girls, there are 2 girls. Out of the 2 girls, you've got to select one girl. So there are 2 options for selecting girl. Okay. Now, corresponding to each option of a boy, there are 2 options for girls. See, you see the picture. You see this picture. For every selection of one boy, there are 2 options for selecting a girl. So for each option of one boy, there are 2 options. So for all the 4 boys, 4 times 2, so that amounts to 8. So here, so we multiply the number of possibilities of selecting a boy with the number of possibilities of selecting a girl. So by counting the number of possibilities this way is called the principle of counting. This is called the fundamental principle of counting. This is called the fundamental principle of counting in permutation. Okay? So what we do here is, we categorize the 2 forms. One is the boys, other one is the girls. The number of options for boys and number of options for girls. Then you multiply the 2 quantities, so that would amount for selecting one boy and one girl. Okay?